So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot.
Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Kick it.
Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Can you hear me now? Well, good. Happy New Year! What's really good? It's your girl LaTangela, and thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to hang out with me while we chit about this and we chat about that. It's 2021. Whoo! What? Do you hear me? It's a new year, new me, or is it too early to start saying that? No? Yes? Okay. Either way, listen, throughout the week, we have so many ways to stay connected, as I am the voice inside your speaker box, Monday through Fridays between 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. with Baton Rouge's official #1 for hip-hop and R&B, Max 94.1. And on Wednesday nights, you know what it is, I am your official hostess of the Louisiana Film Channel, hooking you up with the inside scoop and behind-the-scene coverage and talking to some of our best of the best in Louisiana, highlighting the culture, the arts, the filmmakers, the film writers. I am loving every minute of it. Thank you so much to Dr. Fry and the team. And all of my links are posted, whether it's the Instagram, Twitter alert, Clubhouse, Snapchat, all that good stuff, latangela.com. Let's link. I want to hear from you. New Year's resolution. Did you make one? Are you planning on making one? How often do you make one, and have you been able to successfully see it through? I think I'm still on my New Year's resolution from 2012. Yeah, that's neither here nor there. And when I say I'm still on it, meaning 2012, just switch the numbers around, 2021, we're still a work in progress. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, okay? I am slowly but surely coming around. Kinda, sorta. Well, either way, we all we got. I would love to hear from you. What is your New Year's resolution? Twitter alert at LaTangela Fay. And how successful are you at keeping them? What's the whole trick of seeing it through? Because usually, statistics will say that we'll keep it for the first month, 30 days, right? I mean, it becomes a habit after that. Kinda. All right. 6 months. Do we just stop and start over, or do we say, forget it and we'll try again the next year? Questions that need answers. At any rate, I had to dig deep, as I am the queen of random research. And as we're saying goodbye to 2020, I wanted to know some of the surveys that found the most stressful moments collectively of 2020. Now, according to Study Finds, they found some of the answers. What were the most stressful parts of 2020? Well, a new poll found that the top 5 really will not be surprising. 2/3 of us have had a personal crisis at some point this year. It was very challenging for many reasons. It became quite difficult, and I think as we sat still and we had those moments to really just stop masking it by constantly being on the go, we had to deal with a lot more issues than we would care to. Well, according to survey finds, 7 in 10 Americans now say that 2020 has left them feeling defeated. I sure hope you're not a part of the 7 out of the 10, because we're still here and we're still swinging and things are on the up and up. We're working towards it, towards healthier days, towards some sense of normalcy, right? Well, here are the 5 most stressful things about the year of 2020, according to Study Finds in their recent poll. Coming in at number 1, no surprise, the stress of COVID-19 in general. Point blank, period. That was just the most stressful thing of 2020. Not being able to enjoy things that you used to, like going out to the bars, the concerts, the movies, came in at number 2. The presidential election came in at number 3 on their top 5, saying that we were just stressed out, trying to figure it out, still. And having to change up your day-to-day routine because of COVID came in at number 4. And coming in at number 5, spending so much time stuck inside. Yeah. Well, also, coming in on the top 10, I thought this one would rank a lot higher, was the misinformation about the virus. It made the top list, but it wasn't in the top 5. It was just, you don't really know what's what. One minute they're telling us this, the next they're telling us that, and now they're doing it all over again with the vaccine. Which leads me to my next question. Are you anticipating on receiving that vaccine? Will you be in line, or will you be in line 6 months down the line? Are you confident in the sources? It's just a lot. So I think the stress of 2020 will dwindle into 2021, but hopefully not for long. Well, I was trying to figure it out. Some people are finding ways to celebrate. To bring in the new year, how did you ring it in? Well, according to Zippia, some people said that drinking was going to be their only outlet. Now, I don't consume an alcohol. However, I will get a Tangy Express. What is it? I'm glad you asked. The Tangy Express is just some orange juice on a double rocks with lemon, limes, and cherries. So basically, it's a really pretty glass of orange juice with fruit and ice. But it makes me happy. I will go to any restaurant and ask them for the Tangy Express. Yes, they do look at me quite perplexed, like, what? You want what? Huh? What? Do we have that? They sell that here? Yes, you do, babe. Yes, you do. And we figure it out. Well, according to Zippia, they wanted to see what each state was going to be drinking to ring in the new year. Champagne is the top drink in 21 states, including the most of the East Coast and a lot of states out west. So Connecticut is Prosecco, and I'm assuming that's something that's really high end, which is basically the same thing. They just don't want to call it champagne. They call it Prosecco. Did I say that right? That sounds about right. Okay, it works for me. Frozen daiquiris are the top in 5 states: Maine, Mississippi, Rhode Island, Alabama, and Indiana. Amaretto sour ranks in at 4 states: Kentucky, Missouri, New Mexico, and West Virginia. Vodka cranberry is number 1 in Iowa, Nebraska, and Oklahoma. Lemon drops are first in Arkansas and North Dakota, and palomas are first in Idaho and Oregon. Well, 12 states have a favorite drink that didn't place first anywhere else. In New Hampshire, you have margaritas, Utah, mimosas, Wisconsin, mulled wine. Hawaii said a little rum and coke. Alaska asked for screwdrivers. Montana, tequila sunrise. Ohio, they asked for gin fizz. A little gin fizz. What is that, like a gin spritz? I guess. Well, Vermont, they asked for whiskey sour. South Dakota, kamikazes. Wyoming, the White Russians. And Delaware said New Year's sparklers. And Louisiana, what is this? The Sazerac? What is that? Okay, so they say it's like a cognac and something else in the big New Orleans is similar to an old fashioned. Did I even say that right? How do I get to Louisiana and really mess ours up? Well, I told you I don't drink, so Sazerac, whatever it is, it doesn't sound like something that I would ask for. But how did you ring in the new year? What were you sipping on? Was it the Tangy Express? Can I offer you one? Yeah? Bottoms up, bottoms up. And look, every week we talk about it. I really want to gift you with a copy of my new book. It's my 4th book on my bookshelf from the LaTangela Fay collection, entitled Poof. Power over obstacles forever. No matter what phase of life we're in, we're all faced with those obstacles, and I really want to gift you with a copy of my book. Yes, it's available on Amazon. It is available on my website, latangela.com. Plug, share, hashtag retweet, run, tell that. But I want to gift the next 4 people that slide in my DMs and use the hashtag TeaTimeWithTan. Hashtag TeaTimeWithTan. And I want to gift you a copy of my book, and we can discuss some of the chapters. Some of my favorites: New Beginning, New Birth. I mean, it is a new year, new me, right? 'Tis the season to get this thing started. Growing Pains. Pain in Motion. Power over Stress. Power over the Enemy. The Gain of Loss, which is one of my favorite chapters, along with Power of Prayer. Poof. Power over obstacles forever. As we're looking 2021 square in the eyes, we're going to tell it, poof, obstacles be gone, because I have the power over you forever. So that's where we are. Go ahead, slide in my DMs and use the hashtag TeaTimeWithTan. All right? So now that we got the business clear on that, some of you folks are making headline news for all the wrong reasons. I read it and I gotta tell it. We're still talking about social distancing, wearing your mask and face coverings, because safety measures are at an all-time high for the need of it. Well, some people aren't being as serious about it as they should, which is going to leave us in this predicament for a lot longer than we wish to be. Even according to the news, some people are throwing these big parties, house parties, but For the safety measure, instead of wearing face coverings, face masks, no social distancing, they're asking the participants to sign waivers. People are now including coronavirus waivers with invitations to parties, where basically you sign and say that you won't sue if you catch coronavirus at the event. I cannot make this stupid stuff up. I mean, one, if you're sending me an invite to a party, I'm looking at you sideways like you cannot be serious. But then you send the invite with a waiver, a coronavirus waiver, saying that I will not sue if I show up voluntarily, might I add, and catch COVID-19. How irresponsible on all parts. You know what I mean? Like, really? Also, a wedding photographer in Texas, he's making headline news, and it's not even his fault, but he decided that he needed to go to work, and a groom at a wedding, he hid the fact that he had COVID-19, and he infected the entire wedding party and some of the guests, including the photographer. The photographer, he didn't sign a waiver, but he is trying to sue. I don't know how that's going to work out for him. You know, I don't like to harp on lawsuits, but while we're talking about it, scrolling through at M Live, some folks are making headline news for all the wrong reasons, and I just want to know if you feel the parents were right or not. Were the parents right or not? Hit me up on the Twitter alert at LaTangela Fay. Hear ye, hear ye. There's a 42-year-old man. He's actually out in his parents' home, and he had a lawsuit going against his family. A man on Christmas is going to be kind of awkward. New Year, Valentine's, I don't know if he'll ever be back at the house. He's 42. His name is David Working, like W-E-R-K-I-N-G, rhyming with twerking. He's from Grand Haven, Michigan. Okay, so he made the news a few years ago when he called the cops on his parents for throwing away his massive porno collection. It gets better. This is a truly sad day for the Working family. He had moved back into his parents' house in 2016 after a divorce because, you know, his wife was very upset about his porno collection. She decided not to throw it out, but she threw him out and he took his stuff with him. Well, the next summer he moved in and he was expecting his parents to ship him 12 boxes of porno and adult toys to his new home, but instead of shipping them to him, they threw them out. Instead of shipping his pornography collection and his adult toys to his new location, his parents decided to just throw it out. Son, new year, new beginning, new life, new you. You don't need this stuff. Free and clear. Free and clear. You already lost your wife behind it. You've lost half of your life behind it. Let it go. Sometimes you gotta let it go. Let it go. Let it go. He said, oh no. Oh no. His dad, Paul, wrote him an email saying, quote, "Frankly, David, I did you a favor getting rid of all this stuff," end quote. Well, David sued his parents, and a district court in Michigan just ruled in his favor. And they said, listen, you have until February to decide how much he wants to ask for his damages. He estimated that the collection was worth about $25,000, but his lawyer said, tell his parents that some of the things were, quote, irreplaceable, end quote. Now, how much should he sue for? I mean, it was his property. His dad said, I was trying to do you a favor. This was like some type of therapy or intervention, rehab of some sort that went wrong on his dad's part. So right now they're at about $25,000, but he has until February to say if he's going to raise that price tag or not. Got to be more careful. Oh, okay. Well, according to Best Life, here are the most hated cities in the United States, both by people who do and don't live there. Let's see if your city makes the list. Okay, so it's one thing to hate a bunch of other cities in the country. We've all gotten real good at that pretty much, right? So what cities also draw the level of rage from people living in them? A new study found that most hated cities in the United States using their favorability rankings nationwide and the community happiness scores from the people living there. How happy are you in your community? So if they were to rank you in your city, in your state, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you? Well, the study also factored in each city's population change over the past decade. Because if you're happy, you'll stay, and if you're not, you'll move, according to their survey. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Well, based on that, most of the hated cities in the United States, what comes in on the top of the list? Detroit. Yeah. The rest of the 10 most hated cities are Las Vegas, Baltimore, Los Angeles, St. Louis, New York City, Philadelphia, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Riverside, California, and Miami. Now, how are they the most hated cities but the most traveled too? Maybe the residents hate it so much because we visit so often. Is that it? Los Angeles? Baltimore? Las Vegas? Colorado Springs? Well, yeah, everybody's starting to show up in Colorado, especially since you legalized. Yeah, I see you. Miami say they're tired of y'all too. They're just tired. Now you got them hating Miami. Got to be more careful. I think that's going to be our 2021. Look, so this bothers me on many levels. I can't even begin to tell you how upset I was after I read this. The Taste of Tange is being brought to you by plastic. Okay, so according to the New York Post, you eat a credit card's worth of plastic every week. Did you know that? I did not. And once I read it, I really started paying attention to the foods and the packaging, and I am at an all-time sense of paranoia of eating plastic. Well, you're eating tiny pieces of plastic all the time, but there's no way we know how much we're actually eating. So the World Wildlife Federation just ran a new survey, and they found that we all consume a credit card's worth of plastic every week. At some point, you probably found like a little chip of plastic or packaging somewhere in your food. Well, they had to break it down. The World Wildlife Federation just ran a new study that found that we all consume at least a credit card's worth of plastic every week. So imagine sitting down and eating a credit card with a knife and fork every Sunday. That's basically what they're saying we're doing with our lives. So here are a few more comparisons that's really just going to draw you up a wall. In 1 year, they say that we eat equivalent of an entire dinner plate's worth of plastic. In 10 years, they say we eat the equivalent of a lifesaver flotation ring. And in our lifetime, they also state that we eat the equivalent of 2 dumpsters full of plastic. So how is this affecting us and how can we stop it? That's the real question. Is my body starting to reject this? How do I avoid eating plastic? Do I go vegan? Do I go fresh fruits and veggies only? Scientists say that they don't really know how eating so much microplastic affects us or our health, but they know it can't be healthy for us. Duh. But how do we go about not eating so much plastic or avoiding it altogether, right? Well, they said that a lot of it comes from pollution, from plastic dumped in water that affects our drinking water and our seafood. Oh, now that is the knife that they just stuck in my chest and started turning and turning and turning. You mean to tell me I got to give up seafood? See, like my crawfish, my shrimp. So, I guess I'm gonna have to just start ordering some of my crawfish or my shrimp with a side of plastic because I can't take it. Some stuff I just got to deal with. I gave up pork. I gave up beef. Now I got to give up my seafood too. Dear 2021, we are not coming into the year with this foolishness. I mean that. Oh, look. Okay, so now, as I digress, I need to be disco ball happy. Someone please light me up. Here's my disco ball. And I have some good news that is stemming around the globe. Because sometimes you just have to dig deep to find some stuff that's going to make you feel fuzzy and warm inside. A group of Boy Scouts, they built a hugging booth at a nursing home in Texas. So now people can actually hold hands and hug their family members who come to visit. I like it. That's the happy news I like to find. 300 people over the holidays decided to dress up as Santa and they went on a fishing trip. Now, it sounds a little weird, but it was a fundraiser, and with that, they raised over $15,000 worth of donations for Toys for Tots. I like it. Okay, so a waitress in Pennsylvania who's going to school to be a nurse, she was shocked over the weekend when she went to work, and some of her clients, they came in and they raked up a bill that was $206, but they tipped her $5,000 for the holidays and her cheerful spirit. I love it. Listen, if love is in the air, 'Tis the season, you may be able to find it. Here's another coronavirus love story, because people aren't just meeting each other at the grocery store anymore. They're not going to church houses meeting each other anymore. There's an app for that. Love has an app. Which ones are you using? Well, you might want to try this one, because a couple in England named Megan Smith and Clayton Whitaker, they met on Bumble in May. They fell in love, they moved in together, and now they're expecting triplets. 3 of them babies are on the way, and they say they haven't spent a day apart since they met each other on Bumble in May. How you sign up with them Bumble profiles? They work. Get you some triplets and a love of your life. Okay. Random facts. Did you know that pumpkin beer dates back to early colonists in the United States who didn't have enough grains available to make normal beer? Now, this may be my first time hearing of pumpkin beer. Have you ever tried it? I don't know. They say that a lot of people use it because it's a cheap substitute and pumpkins were always available. Okay. Did you know that the founder of Timex watches picked the name in honor of his father? The founder of Timex decided to name the watch Timex in honor of his father. Well, this is how he decided to mash those together. His father loved reading Time magazine, and his father also liked to use Kleenex. So you have Time magazine and Kleenex, and that's Timex, the watch. The one that, takes a lick and keep on ticking? Okay. All right. Did you know that the Guinness Book of World Records holds a world record? I did not know that. Well, what is the world record? They say that the Guinness World Book of Records actually hold the record for being the best-selling copyrighted book of all time, even ahead of the Webster's Dictionary. Did you know that? Well, now you know. Did you know that in Quebec, it is illegal for a woman to take her husband's last name after they've married? Did you know that? I did not. Well, now I know. So in Quebec, if you plan on getting married, listen, tell them, I'm not taking your last name because it's illegal. Not because I don't think this is going to last forever and I don't feel like going through all the paperwork change, but it's illegal. Quebec, I think that now those destination wedding rates might go up. Do you ever just find yourself rushing and you're trying to find those shortcuts to save on time? Well, according to a survey, last year we've lost like 47 minutes of sleep. So we wake up and we're tired, we're rushing, we're trying to get out of the door. And according to Yahoo, who knows us better than ourselves and almost as well as Google, they've discovered the ways that we've decided to save on time. Now, when they were conducting the survey, I have questions that need answers. 1, who did you ask the questions to? Most importantly, who felt so compelled to be so painfully honest with you? Okay. Well, some things we are willing to skip in order to be on time to get our morning routine in swag. Did you make this list? According to a new survey, they've asked 2,000 people, what are you willing to skip in the morning to make it somewhere, anywhere on time? 72% of us said that they needed to rush out of the door at least once a week, and they fell on this list. Coming in, skipping breakfast completely. I'm there. Some days I just don't want breakfast. I'm not much of a breakfast person anyway, so skipping it, I'm okay with that. Coffee for breakfast, but no food. Okay, I can see you doing that. That's no problem. I sip tea and decide not to have a big breakfast or breakfast and be ready to roll for the day and still make it there on time. Not washing your hair because it takes too long to dry. All right, you can get away with that. Washing your hair but not drying it because it's still wet when you leave, but you got there on time. Okay, not a problem. Not packing a lunch. Does take up a lot of time. You can pick up something on your lunch break. I'm there with you. We're still here. We're seeing eye to eye, Yahoo. I'm loving the survey. Okay, this is where you begin to lose me. Not brushing your teeth. Come on now. It takes you, 120 seconds to brush your teeth in the morning? That's 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Who's willing to skip that voluntarily? And who's willing to cough up that type of information when a stranger is asking you these questions for a survey? Okay, you lost me. You lost me completely. Doing your makeup in the car on your commute. Okay, a little lipstick here and there, a little powder, a little blush maybe. Okay, I feel you. Wearing whatever is easiest in the morning. What Zoom has us so spoiled is usually party at the top and PJs at the bottom and some slippers. So yeah, I kind of feel you on that. Wearing glasses instead of your contacts. Okay. Well, Yahoo, I think you're swinging 100. Well, no, I'm going to give you 80. I'm going to give you 80% of that because that brushing your teeth is just a total no-go. You do not, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, even if you are wearing a mask, do not skip brushing your teeth in the morning to save on time. It's okay. They'll wait for you those extra 2 minutes. Take your time, baby. Take your time. The survey also asked for the top consequences of rushing out of the door in the morning. The top answers were hunger, tiredness, grumpiness, digestive issues, a lack of focus, and bad breath from not brushing. All right, that's it for me. You know, it's 2021. I need to know, what is the New Year's resolution? How are we going to kick this year off with a bang because you deserve it? You had enough damage in 2020. You've had enough heartache. You've had enough of those obstacles that felt like the weight of the world was on your shoulder. We're looking for highlights, and we're creating those moments to memories that will be the highlights. What is your New Year's resolution? Hit me up, Twitter alert at LaTangela Fay. I got to get up and get out of here, do some more work, but I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Mwah. And Happy New Year.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Yep. Hey. Na, 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 na. I like to call this some of that feel-good music. Rock with me. Ah, 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 the sunrise, and I looked into your eyes. Now I feel what I never felt. What a surprise. What a surprise. I searched high and I searched low, 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 low. Been trying to find some peace of mind and a little love. But I never would have thought, turn around and here you go. It's you, all that I've been looking for. Peace of love and so much more. Poof. You've been there all along, and I never knew it. But now I do. 3, 2, 1, countdown. Next 30 seconds dedicated to you. Gotta take this time to say what I'm feeling, boo. You have been the missing link to me. Now I can see it all so clear for me. Right by my side from day one. How could I be searching for another one? It's been you and me all along. You've been the inspiration to my favorite song. All that I've been looking for. Peace of love and so much more. You've been there all along, and I never knew. But now I do. Now I do, babe. Now I do, baby. Da, 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 da. all kind of help. Digging through the soul to the core, knowing there's so much more than the block posted right in front of you. Got me praying, asking God, now what we gon' do? People stressing me, got the devil out here just vexing me. I'm trying to rep thee, yo, tell them let me be.